go early. We'll go early. Going live. Put that down there.
Don't go near Dad's chair.
That organised there. That organised there. That down there. Click that one there. Ba-ba-da-bum. Evening all. Hope you're all good. Dirty Faces, Silver Rain, how's life? Hope everything's going well with you guys, wherever you are in this glorious world of ours. Oh, you just rub the eyes. Had a long night last night. So a bit knackered this evening. Didn't get home till the wee small hours of the morning. I was at local A&E with my son, who had a little bit of an issue and had to be...
Yes, John, I'll get the door open for you, my love.
Change those glasses. Those glasses better. Right, bit of reflection. But hey, John, hope you're good. Yeah.
You know, I'll be outside this weather. It's raining.
Yeah, doors
really,
open.
really bad out there.
The fire's been lit. Nice big roaring open fire. Now, the bar's been freshly wiped down. It's dry from the Sunday afternoon football crowd.
Hi, Hi, Steph.
The peanuts have been refreshed. Okay.
I've dusted the bottles.
Gaz has dusted down the bottles. What we're going to do, we've got a nice drop of mulled wine going up on the corner of the bar because it's a bit chilly tonight, and that's a freebie. So anybody wants to dip into the mulled wine, you're more than welcome.
I think we haven't got is scampi fries. Just can't stand the smell of them, so they're
no scampi fries. Although we do have some pork scratchings because I like some pork scratchings. Hi, Michael. Hope you're good, mate. FU crew. Hiya, mate. Yeah, where are we? Anybody else? Anybody else? Not as yet. Fantastic. Well, there's 10 of you out there watching. Wow. Yes, that's quick. Oh, I'll soon be up there with Funky Prepper. The only problem is I'm not going, we're going to die. Sorry, Funky, but mate, bring some light to life. You know, we all know it's going to crap. We just don't need to be reminded of it 24/7. Oh dear, there we go. That's me in trouble with the world. Katrina, hi there.
Katrina. Yeah. Oh, very nice Italian pizza. Well, because he had a bad night last night, so I'm gonna have. I got some little mini chicken samosas for later.
Mini chicken samosas. I've got some pate, some toast, and all the rest of it. We're all doomed. That we are. Katrina, you know the pub rules. If you bring pizza in, you got to share it.
Yeah.
Okay, simple as that.
Can't say it for yourself.
So, drinking tonight. I'm not on alcohol tonight. I've got.
It's Fanta.
Fanta strawberry cheesecake. Okay, yeah. Fancy something a bit sweet. Needed a bit of
I've
energy.
just got some cherries and berries squash.
H. McCarthy, hiya, mate. Hope you're doing well. That's it.
Have you got a good throw there, Katrina? Because John's quite a fair old few seats back.
Well, cheers, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Hope it's all going fantastic wherever you are. Yeah, so what have I been thinking about today? I've been thinking about disaster scenarios today. I've been thinking about, because somebody posed me the question.
And he's not all about him putting something in the air fryer too long.
Yeah. Somebody posed me the question as somebody that prepares.
Stuart,
is it? Stuart, yeah.
Thank you very much for the email.
H. McCarthy, welcome. You'll find this is like a big family. Meet up down the pub. All the guys in the chat there, they all get to know one another. If you've got your own channel, let us know, and the guys will all dive over, have a look, give you a thumbs up. And I said, Bushcraft, Virginia Bushcrafter, hello, mate.
Good evening, Virginia. That's it. You have a JD for us.
Yeah. Yes, because you've got it's Super Bowl Sunday over there for you guys in the Americas, isn't it? Yeah, so you're all going to be glued to the box shouting for your team today, and do enjoy it. So, post question: you're a survivalist, you're a prepper, you're a bushcrafter, and all the rest of it. What did I think was going to go wrong? What did I think the best thing to do or the best thing to prepare for was? Well,
if you hear a squeaky funny noise, Willow's got a new squeaky pig, and he's obsessed with it. So you can say,
yeah. So if you
it's him.
We don't have a pig in the man cave, but if you hear a pig, it's the dog. Okay, no, John. Well, you're welcome to join us. Anyhow, so yeah, back to the question. So, what did I think was going to happen? What did I think was the best way for them to think about a disaster scenario for mankind? And when I say for mankind, I don't necessarily mean, us, the planet, the people of the world. What did I think was most likely to happen, and what was the best thing to do to prepare? So, in all my research over the years, there are all the usual scenarios. There is war. There is nuclear war. There's all that. Well, in a lot of those scenarios, that bugger all you're going to be able to do about things. Okay, and we all know about the effects of that. Realistically, I have to look at what you could survive and what tools you can put into your box for a survival situation. And I always come back to the same thing. I always say to people, no matter what the scenario, whether it be economic collapse, whether it be war, whether it be biological, whether it be natural, whether it be solar flare, it's a grid down situation you've got to look at. Okay. If any of these situations was ever large enough to have an effect on us as a people within this planet, that's the one that's going to.
But John, did you die?
Yeah, it's not labelled out. So I've always prepared for grid down. I've always thought grid down. Okay, so in the event that, and it doesn't matter which of the scenarios you take in, even if you want to come to zombie apocalypse, at some point we're without electricity. And once you take out electricity, that's it. Okay, we're screwed. Everything. Think about everything you rely on today relies on electricity, whether it's stuff getting to the shop, whether it's booking things, whether it's ordering, whether it's finances, whether it's intelligence, whether it's information, whether it's contacting people. How does the world work today? It works on electricity. Take that away, and we've suddenly been dropped back 200 years. Okay, so that's my planning. That's what I tend to think. If you're genuinely planning for the worst case scenario, that's what you want to go back to. You want to think to yourself, if it all went to pot tomorrow, what are the technologies, the abilities that I need to have and to maintain? And as I'm always saying, it's not hard. Those that survive whatever comes in the future will be those that have knowledge and skills that we used 200 years ago. That's how we got to where we are today.
Yeah. Yes, it's usually people queuing or going shopping.
Yeah, and let's face it, as Virginia said, no fuel, no power. Yeah. Cat weasel. There's one that's taken me back a bit. Yeah. So again, and what you're going to look at, let's face it, no supply chain, information breakdown. All right, and no societal control. Okay, those at the top suddenly lose control. It breaks away like a mushroom growing in the field. It just steadily gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it spores out and spreads lots more mushrooms. That's a weird analogy. I'm sorry about that.
I'm not a mushroom. I'm a toadstool.
No societal control other than small groups and communities that will band together, set their own rules, laws, and regulations. Again, like we did in our prehistory. Okay, it will take time for things to come back together. Most of us will go back to a hunter-gatherer, agrarian style life. Okay. It means you will have to develop muscles. You will have to grow your food. You will have to farm your food. You'll have to keep your chickens. You'll have to keep your pigs. You'll have to keep your sheep. The advantage you have over those people 200 years ago is you've got the knowledge of science. Okay, so you understand the diseases now. They're not mythical. They're not magical. Okay, you understand nutrition. Okay, it's no big mystery, right? Even a 10-year-old now has more knowledge about nutrition than our ancestors did 200 years ago. Okay, so you'd apply those things to your modern or to your systems. You'd understand fertilizing, rotating the ground, and so forth and so forth, which will give you the edge. If anything, will give you an advantage over our ancestors 200 years ago. Excuse me, keep looking down. I've written
that's the way to go.
But the important thing is, and it's one thing that if it ever happened, we can't forget, right, is to take all that knowledge that we have today, all that knowledge, store it, save it for the future. Okay. I've often thought, one of the things that I'd love if I could put something away for the future as a survival tool is books. Okay. Whether they be first aid, medicine, natural remedies, farming techniques, and that sort of information, put it away, not necessarily for me, but for the generation after me, the generation after that, generation after that.
Long-term keeping foods.
Yeah, societal
natural medicines.
And so you have that societal breakdown, okay? And in the first year, it's going to be absolute hell until the numbers are reduced enough to create a natural balance. And by natural balance, I mean basically a lot of the population are going to go. They're going to lose the fight, shall we say? Lose the will, pass on. One of the problems for us as an organism on this planet at the moment is we've overpopulated anyhow. That would bring about a natural balance. And when I say natural balance, I mean isolating communities. And by that, I mean you've got to think of the rabbit warren situation. So I don't know about anywhere else in the world, but I know we have myxomatosis in the UK. So if you have a healthy rabbit population, it starts to grow. And then eventually it connects with other warrens and then intermingle and they interbreed. And it all goes along quite nicely until there's an outbreak of myxomatosis.
Good evening, Dwayne.
And then that spreads all through the warrens and knocks the numbers right down until the warrens become isolated small groups again. And those survivors start to rebuild. And everything trots along quite nicely until they overpopulate. And the same thing with human beings. Once you've got your small group, your town, your village is 20 miles from the next town or village, and the only way of getting there is either going to be by horse or walking. So you're looking realistically at a day's movement. Okay, you're not going to be bothered about what they're doing over the hill. You're going to be bothered about how your community's getting on. There's not going to be the threat and the issue. Okay, and then you can build your society back up. That's what I was thinking anyhow. And hopefully we can pass on enough information from what we know today so that our future ancestors, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 generations down the line go, well, we're buggered if we're making the mistakes they made there again. Okay, so yeah, so that's just how I was thinking about that.
Yeah, we prep. We've got lucky enough, we already started prepping for the whole COVID thing.
Dwayne, Jim, how you doing, guys? Hope you're all good.
So that when the food shortages are about, we were fine because we had extra flour and yeast and things like that put away.
Yeah, and it's not it's getting back to knowing simple things like baking simple breads. You don't have to be an artisan baker creating fantastic, like simple 2 or 3 ingredient bread. Flour, water, salt makes a bannock.
I was watching the program, YouTube. I think it's called Cooking with Tanya, and I can't remember which Slovakian country she's from. Serbia.
I think it was Serbia.
And she was making cough medicine using lemon and bay leaves, and it was so interesting. They take this stuff 3 times a day to help with their coughs and that.
Getting back to natural remedies, isn't it? It's sharing those techniques and methods that really and truthfully we've lost, and we've only lost through the ease of the supermarket. I was talking to my mum the other day, and she was saying to me she remembered when she was a girl that the local allotments were full, and if you if not, you had your garden. Your garden was your potatoes and all the rest of it. Then you had your allotment. If you lived somewhere where you couldn't have or farm your garden, everybody kept a couple of chickens, a couple of rabbits. If you were lucky enough, you kept something like a pig or something a bit bigger, or you had a share in it. Now that was something that was quite common here years ago, where people would band together, and I think I can remember somebody doing it about 10 years ago was the last time somebody I knew did it. They bought a share in what we called a barley bull. So a barley bull is what it says. It is a bull. The reason it's called a barley bull is it is intended purely for meat. So it's normally brought up on a barley-rich diet, so it helps it bulk up, helps it put the muscle on and that. But it's a shared thing. So you'll get a group of 5, 6, 7 people. They will each put into a kitty. That kitty goes to the one that's normally a farmer who's going to invest. He's going to go around, find the right bull for them, buy that bullock, bring it back, have it on the farm. And the share has gone into vets bills and feed. And this thing is brought on till it's big enough. When it's big enough, it goes off to slaughter and everybody gets a dividend from the meat. Okay. And that's how we used to get by. Villages and communities would raise things to share amongst themselves. They would work together for the common cause.
You're right, John.
Bucket
gardens,
yeah,
buckets and bags.
Yeah,
like black refuge bags, soil, ideal for
best method for growing potatoes I've ever found for a big crop is old car tyres. Start with one car tyre, start with your compost, put your potato in the centre. As soon as it sprouts, put the next tyre on, fill that up with compost. As soon as it sprouts out of that, the next tyre on, and so on. And basically you're building a huge root structure on that tuber. Once it's done and it's ready to harvest, all you do is take the first one off and harvest the top layer of potatoes. And then you work your way back down through
Last year, we tried for the first time. We usually grow a few tomato plants. We've got a nice, really sunny part of the garden. They do really well there. But this year we put a few tomatoes and peppers that did really well. But this last year we tried hanging tomato plants. They were far best things we've done.
Well, I'll just call you AH. It makes it a bit easier. AH, yeah, you got the right idea there. And again, when I'm running courses and I'm teaching people, I have so many people. Literally, if I have 10 people come on a course, right, 8 of them are lone wolves. Come the situation, they're going to disappear off into the woods on their own they have a sack and their big knife, and they're going to survive. And I teach, no, you won't. No, you won't. You're going to get lonely and depressed. You've got nobody to watch your fire. You've got nobody to watch your back. You've got no companionship.
You can't have a sleep.
We are a pack animal. We do need one another. Okay, we're a social group. But what you've got to do is build that social group around you that you know, you can trust. Everybody's got their skills and their abilities, and don't overlook the one that sits in the corner doing nothing. I say doing nothing, sitting there looks like he could do nothing because he might have a skill, and even if it's an odd skill. I had a guy say to me, "What am I ever going to be able to offer anybody in a survival situation? I'm a dentist." I said, "You're kidding, didn't you?"
It's just more practice.
Look back in history. Dentists, doctors,
putting your hands in the soil more.
Yeah,
get in touch with your soil side. If you look at Llewellyn's and find out they tell you a day that's for sowing and for harvesting, and they'll tell you the best days to plant things are actually on a full moon.
Evening, Sticks. We're talking about SHTF situations and surviving afterwards. We're throwing up ideas. Medical professionals, very useful. Yeah, and any form of medical professional. So, again, one of the things people come to me and they go, "I want to learn about survival." Go, okay, don't. First thing I tell them to do. You
started something off, didn't you?
Is go away and attend a good survival course. A good first aid course. Bushcraft Steve. Oh, you bugger. Yeah, take 29, that was. talk about a lesson in what can go wrong, will go wrong, right? Just everything I did for about 10 minutes. Now, pick my spun the string up, which is nearly always, it's coiled nicely. I can 100,000 times I've pulled it out, it's just unravelled out my hand, not a problem. Turn round, step forward, slight trip, drop it, it rolls on the ground, pick it up, one big knot. Stood there for about 2 minutes in front of the camera. The first take, run my line out, it didn't reach the other tree. And I did one of those box.
Yeah, Stuart, the tomatoes, cucumbers, great, and herbs, because they got medicinal properties as well. You know, rosemary and sage for colds and coughs and things like that.
Steve, it was brilliant fun, mate. It was brilliant fun and a pleasure to do.
Good evening, Lake District Outdoors.
Lake District Outdoors, hiya. But of course, that will.
Oh, you lucky devil!
It's like when it's going wrong, you learn.
It was
that
a bit,
reminder.
Yeah. Lake District. He's watching us from his tent in the lakes.
Yes. I hope it's blowing a hoolie up there. No, I don't. I hope you're having a lovely evening. I hope you got one of them Lake District clear sky nights with no wind.
Evening, Benny.
Just lights up. You can see everything, Milky Way, the lot. Benny, how you doing, mate?
Oh, sweet boy.
Not a problem, Benny. Yeah, it's pucker for the community. It's a great thing, and everybody's sharing their ideas. I see Sam's put one up this afternoon, or this evening. So even Sam's had a go. Not quite a ridge line, but you know, fair enough, Sam. You put your video up there and you've thrown it out there. It's brilliant.
We got wind and rain, so, but we got no snow. We've had no snow at all.
Yeah. So I mean, it was brilliant to see. It's been great fun to do. Steve, I like your idea.
Mac did it.
Using the carabiners, brilliant idea, mate. I'm not. Yeah, I tend to go ridgeline if I'm doing a hammock. But other than that, I probably like a lot of us. I turn up. Depends what I'm doing, where I am on the day, what the conditions are. Sometimes you just go, do you know what? I'm just going to do a real basic, just lean-to shelter because that's all I'm going to need. Other times you roll yourself up a burrito.
Poor old Benny's got to wait till the 19th to get his car back. Oh, that's an arse.
No, Ben. Yeah, the carabiners work brilliant. The sliders, Benny. I'm so sorry about that. I'm gutted.
You still got to email us because we want to send your daughter her stuff.
Yeah,
we're waiting weeks, mate.
I'm not going to make you hunt around a roundabout for it. I'm going to send it to you.
If you're on Facebook, if I knew what your names were, I'll be harassing you to death now.
In fact, Benny. Benny, whilst we're there. There's a little.
When her dad gets his finger pulled out.
There's a little.
Evening, Mac.
Multi-section bum bag with 3 pockets in it and a back pocket for your daughter there. We've got to one side. I used it on a video this week. He didn't go around. But there we go. So that'll be coming up for your daughter.
Good evening, Yarps. Nice to see you.
Yarps, evening, mate. Mac, evening, mate. And so that will be coming up for your daughter when we know where to send it.
Yeah. Weeks.
You're frightening my guys off. You intimidate them.
You had a bit of...
Yeah.
Evening,
Derek. How you doing, mate? Love the video, Derek. That video, love it. Part 1, can't wait for part 2. Mate, production quality on that, absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Well worked.
What did you do with the pink bra?
Yes, what did you do with the pink bra?
Was it using? Is it like safety straps?
Yeah. make good slingshots. They do. Yeah, you get a double-barreled slingshot out of a brazier, can't you? 2 pebbles, 1
Jim,
go.
that is actually that Gucci bum bag was Timu.
Timu, mate. Yes. Yeah. So any of you looking for one of those, that little bum bag there.
Yeah, that's a Timu one. You could get it in that colour. I think it was green, black. I think it's a sand. There was a lot of different choices.
Okay, so you've got a nice advertising part, So at the back you've got a nice single large pocket at the back there. It's made out of cordura, or cordura type material. You've got 3 pockets.
Good evening, Sam.
They're not the biggest pockets in the world. I would say average, just above average size hand. So, yeah, that gives you an idea.
Yeah, it's got all your little molly bits on it.
Got your molly bits. There's 3 pockets. You've got the hangers on it, and again, it's a nice for rigging something as a starting out. It's yeah, absolutely.
There's quite
ideal.
a few different versions of that on Temu, so it's quite a.
And it was pennies, that one.
Yeah, it was something about £5. Is that?
So, as a starter for a kit, or a basis for a kit, you can't really go wrong with that. Yeah, CLM, yeah. And right, back where we all. Evening, Sam. How you doing, mate? Have I missed anybody? Have I missed saying hello to anybody?
I knew you mentioned you'd see the pink bra, Benny.
Yeah. I thought that's going to be in Derek's next part 2. I think that's when he's talking about weapons. That bra is a weapon.
Yeah, it's like those gaucho things.
Sling. Right. Bear in mind, when you
we did see the comment. Thanks, Benny.
When you're using your bra as a sling, you remember you don't want something too large. You're not throwing house bricks down the street. Okay.
Shepherd's Sling. Archery.
So like, mate.
When you want
yeah, archery. Yeah, shepherd's sling. Yeah. Oh yeah. Can't go wrong with shepherd's sling. I was actually reading an article on.
An ideal thing to keep your spuds in, John.
It was it was a Greek article written about Roman slingers, the legions. Okay, so it's a historical document. And
yes, didn't you just?
They were saying about the lead shot that the Roman legions used I think the modern equation worked out as 2 inches long, 1 inch in diameter, and were sort of egg shaped basically. And there was a report there of I know it sounds a bit horrible and all the rest of it. Bear in mind, this is back in the Roman legion days. So a Roman legion slinger launched one of these things, and they launched it at a horse. It was a horse rider in battlefield situation, and it went through the horse's head and killed the rider. That is, I was like, that's traveling pretty much at the force and speed of a bullet. And then when you read the other reports on the slingers and how accurate and effective they could be throwing that lead, it was amazing.
It used to, you and our youngest son used to have a recurve bow.
Yeah, you used to shoot recurve bow. Yeah.
They did quite a, even the lower strength in the bow, it does take a sort of a bouncing pull.
Made me laugh, Derek. Made me laugh. I was waiting for you to go. And of course, if you stand on a bra, it can insulate you from the ground.
We thought it might be some sort of footwear warmer or yeah. Like a climbing apparatus. You could hang it up and sit on the bra bit.
Yeah, recurve bows or archery, any form of archery, good techniques, good method, silent, efficient. Okay, just remember in the UK it's illegal to hunt with a bow. Okay, and you've got to have permission to use it So basically, what you want to do is find somebody local. There's a lot of archery clubs about, a hell of a lot of them. Well worth going along to. One of our local ones actually does a hunt, so they've got a route set up. They've got wild boar targets, deer targets, and all the rest of it. And some of their guys actually go abroad to hunt with their bows and then come back and practice here. Yeah, well worth technique. Me and Dan used to shoot quite regularly. In actual fact, Dan went on to do a lot of reenactment. So he used to shoot a lot of the early bows and medieval bows. Become very proficient. Made his own arrows.
Made own medieval crossbow.
Preparing the sinew and everything else. Preparing the wood. It's Do you know what? It kept people going for thousands of years. It's renewable. You're not relying on gunpowder. And like I say, it's quiet. Great method.
Yeah, Lake District. What it is bushcraft with Steve. He started up the challenge. He didn't think anyone would do it, but you got to do that with the ridge line and that, and you were the 118, weren't you?
Yeah. See, everybody's saying I was the fastest. I'll be honest with you guys. I wouldn't say I was necessarily the fastest because, in actual fact, when I set that up and I looked at it afterwards, I'd have gone round, retightened the pegs and readjusted. But that's the truth of the matter. I think.
Good evening, Gary.
When you put up a shelter like that, you do tend to, you initially peg it out. You stand back and go, oh, that end's a bit wonky. That corner's
see someone today, and all he did was get a waterproof jacket, out and put it over themselves.
That was great. Yeah, that was funny. Evening, Gary. Hope you're good, my friend. Bob, 67. Yeah. They're expensive to join. That's trouble.
Yeah, that's no trouble. You think they would make things a bit more reasonable? People are struggling enough without them putting the prices of these things out of your reach, really.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, at the moment in the UK, it is non-licensed and it is legal to buy archery equipment and crossbows.
Good evening, Ray.
Okay. And sub 12 foot-pound air rifles. And I would say to anybody that's building their kit that's looking for something like that, grab it now while you can. The rules and regs are going to tighten up in the future purely and simply because there was a recent incident, wasn't there, which was all over the UK news about a crossbow that was used in this.
Late, looking forward to seeing that.
And I was straight away. I was like, that's going to get banned then. But of course, it's with a lot of these things. You go grandfather's rights. If you've already got it, it's not going to be an issue. And if you've got it put away in the cupboard, it's there.
And if you want to start off with, you can buy the arrows with the. They use them for reenactment. They got the
compound bows.
The compound bow. They got the little stub ends, so you'd have to worry about having an arrow with a point on it to start off with. Practicing that with.
Yeah, compound bow. That's the way to go. Yeah, you get a lot of power from a compound bow, and of course it reduces the size and that use of pulleys.
Yeah, it's silly.
Of course, you've been hit with the licensing in Scotland. It's going to come down here.
My father taught me to shoot an air pistol when I was 3.
It will come down here. We'll get it will be the same for us soon. They're already turning around and saying that anybody buying an air rifle from a shop has to be recorded. So it won't be long before they bring in licensing down here. Get a bow.
So Ray, how many foals have you had so far now? Yeah. I know you were waiting. It was the other day for them.
Yeah, I'll say nothing.
Oh, you mean BB ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, zombie knives. Oh God, how do you?
Yeah, but what
do you know what? It's actually.
Everyone wanted the Klingon ones, didn't they? The Klingon battle thing.
It was the fault. and I might be wrong here, but this is just my thoughts. It was the fault of the cheap Chinese foreign manufacturers that wanted to jump on a market, that were designing stuff that really was crap. It had no practical use at all. It was just overly sized, jaggedy bits off of it, lots of engraving, or rest of it. In actual fact, as a knife, it was a piece of rubbish.
Got one.
But the problem is that the young and the stupid, when they can get things like that cheap, and it's an ego thing, and it's want to carry it, show my mates. Okay, they're going to go for the flashiest thing they can, and that brought in the zombie knife back.
I've got one that I had it for years. It's got a dragon's head, and the blade is like that. It's no good.
Yeah.
It's no good for anything.
Completely impractical.
It looks nice, but it's crap.
So zombie knives. I mean, all you guys out there, me included, have probably been handling and using knives as tools sensibly since we were kids. Okay, I have never in my life actually gone into a knife shop or a supplier or a manufacturer and actually seen labelled in the corner zombie knives.
Zombies.
Okay, so basically they just used
So when you have like a zombie kill factor, there's 1 to 5.
Yeah. I mean,
if it's got 5 brains, that's the one you really, really want.
I still think the best zombie weapon is going to be a broom handle with a good bread knife stuck on it.
I like the one that the girl had in Walking Dead. She had the baseball bat with the nails hanging out.
Yeah, but you just like the idea of it being a long, slow, painful beating, so that you get the satisfaction of hearing them scream.
Poor Ray's waiting. He's got 5 overdue mares at the moment.
Oh, buggers!
They got their legs crossed.
Yeah. The thing is, it's one of those things with horses, isn't it? It'll come when it'll come. It's like cattle. It's always when you look. It's the most awkward. You guarantee, Ray, you decide to do right. I'm going to go shopping. You'll come back and there'll be a foal stood there looking at you, going, "Where were you?" It's guaranteed. Axe on the head. Yeah. Yes, befriend a farmer. Yeah.
They were saying, was it about these solar storms that have set it off?
Yeah, you're right there, John. That's that. I think that is how you define a survivalist, isn't it? A survivalist travelling to work. Oh, I've left my mobile phone. I'll bugger it. I'll get it when I get home. Right. A survivalist going to work. I've forgotten my knife. Go home and get it. Yeah. So
nice to have you back again, Virginia.
So I mean, we're talking about zombie tools. Is that a zombie tool? Okay. That's my sword.
Was it Scottish?
That I use for ceremonies. Okay. So that's no more a weapon than that. Okay.
That you got more swing.
In fact, that's probably a lot more efficient because it's light and solid enough to give us something a feral clomp.
The honeysuckle growing up while the branch was growing. Hence, you've got these bits here, and they are really.
Elvis Jackson Pollock. Yeah. Walking Dead characters. There's a certain character on there with a baseball bat.
Yeah, play catch with grenade. Yeah.
She don't know what to take.
You got a donk. Yeah. It is. It's hung on to shame.
You're right there. Blunt objects don't need to be reloaded, don't need to be sharpened.
Yeah. Support. You can help yourself move, and you can whop people with it. So how far can you get a zombie's head with a full twat?
Yeah, so you're right there, Katrina. Staff would be your weapon of choice. Staff, let's face it, one of the oldest tools man's ever carried. You know, a good stick. You know, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
staff. I mean,
you got a priest you made, haven't you, somewhere?
Yes, that's. I think Dan had that off me. I think he took it back to the Czech Republic with it. Yeah, so I'm struggling at the moment with my left hip. I've had a lot of grief with it over the last couple of weeks. It's given me a bit of trouble. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm actually going out. I'm looking at the moment for a nice staff come stick, because I'm suddenly realising another year I'm 60. If I'm getting trouble with my hip and that now, I want to start favouring it. So I sort of had the realisation that it's probably an idea to get myself a good stick and work on that. And I was sitting there and I was like, well, if I'm going to have a good walking staff, what am I going to do to it to make it a tool to fit in with what I do? How am I going to adapt it that I can use it for rigging shelter, that I can use it as a carrying system, that I can use it as if I needed to, a defensive tool to keep a ferocious squirrel away from me.
Yeah, we'd probably have trouble carrying that around here in the UK, Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia, I've seen yours. Absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. I'm quite jealous because we won't get away with that over here, unfortunately. Ashwood handle about 7 feet with your spear tip, but then in the environment you're in there, do you have any predatory animals that you require or that you use that for?
They can't take a staff, same as like a walking pole.
Yeah, here in the UK, it's a bit more difficult. I mean, I can walk with a staff and I can carry a staff. I can go anywhere I want with the staff, as long as nobody feels frightened of the staff. Okay.
Good evening,
So it's one of these weird things that, and God forbid that it spreads throughout the world. One of these weird things that these days, if I stand stock still holding my staff and somebody comes around the corner and goes, oh, it's got a stick.
I'm going to get a wood splinter.
I get in trouble with it. When I was a nipper, right, they'd have phoned the police and the police would have gone, grow up and grow a set. Has he actually attacked you with it? No. Right.
Great, definitely.
Suggest you go home, take a large handful of paracetamol and a bottle of whiskey. Grow a set.
Right. Well, Kitten Kiddo Stewart, he got over us yesterday, rather, to say there's going to be a new TV programme, starts on the 19th of February at 9:00 p.m. on BBC One. It's called The Way. And this is going to be an adventure drama set about society goes to poo, and these a family group have to survive. So it should have all the usual sort of how you're getting by.
We'll be discussing that one. The Way. Oh yeah. I don't know that my US friends will be able to see it over there, but I know all my UK guys will be sat here on Sunday going, I wouldn't have done it like that. Wouldn't have done it like that.
Show me that phone again, Mick. Never seen one of those. What phone?
Hey?
Benny says about showing him the phone.
Your phone. Or is my phone? My phone.
Well, that one. I got one too. They're German. Ulefone. There.
Right. That's an Ulefone Armour 14. That was developed for the German army. It's pretty much an indestructible phone. Even works underwater. 5,000 amp hour battery in it. Hence, it is big. It's heavy. It's weighty. It's an Android. It's got all the usual cameras and bits and pieces. But the only downside with this is CPU isn't as powerful as a lot of modern phones. So what they did, they actually slowed CPU down to increase the power.
Nice one, Gary.
And it's got an uprated signal system in it. So I can go to places where other people can't get a signal, and I really can. Great phone, about 180 quid. Yeah, and I've had that one 2 years, not broken it. Bear in mind that before that, I did have
you had a Caterpillar one?
I had a cat phone.
Which you ran over with a truck.
I managed to destroy 3 of those on the trot, one after the other. This thing stood up to everything I've thrown at it so far. And my early videos were done on that. So, yeah. not as good as for filming and that, for what we're doing these days. It's not as good, nowhere near as good as the iPhone. But for me, it's a survivor phone, brilliant. Which means I charge that once every 7 days, and I have my internet running on it non-stop.
Yeah, it's weird what people can be so funny about.
Oh, hello. Yeah, you got to know that. That's yeah. See, to your young Benny. See, in my day, it was like, hello, officer. Yeah, hello, mate.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. Does anybody remember?
And you were very clever. You keep your finger in it, so you had to keep putting your finger in the hole.
Yeah. You always got to be careful putting your finger in the hole.
Before that, it was like, can you put me to Trillington 334?
Yeah. So unfortunately, in society today in the UK, it's not the person with the item that could be construed an offensive item. It's how somebody perceives that person. Or we're going to get to a society that goes, oh my God, he's got a beard. It intimidates me. Or he has a tattoo. I'm so scared. Officer, arrest that man. He has marks upon him.
Pagan tattoos. Oh no. I must be a nasty person because I got a pentagram.
999 equals 911 here. No 11 on my phone. Yeah.
So you're screwed if someone's got number 14 in their phone number then.
Yeah. Oh, mate, that's why I don't phone people anymore. Numbers are too high.
Oh no, heathens, yes.
Oh yeah, the heathens. Where are we in society? Well, the only thing I will say, come the SHTF situation, all those people stood in the corner weeping. Gone by the by. It's all good for the field anyhow.
Well, I can't get frozen roast potatoes. Oh no.
Yeah.
What? No pre-made food. I'm going to die of starvation.
Anytime somebody says to me I offend them, I just turn around to them and say, you offend me. You know, how do I offend you? So you just do. You offend me, right? And I object to sharing good quality oxygen with you. Now, you can do
yeah, Gary. He's got him on his back. He's on his legs. Yeah.
Yeah, I try colouring myself in, basically.
So on the granddaughter, I'm going like that, trying to rub them off.
Yeah.
Doctor, yeah.
That's that was stop work.
Yeah, that was so stupid, Derek. It really. They put the pianos there at the railway stations for people to entertain each other.
Yeah.
And that was just. They wanted to draw attention to themselves. They could have just walked away.
The guys
but
there.
I keep going there, coming in. You can't film me. You can't film me.
The guys there every day. UK law is quite simple. You can, if you're in a public space, you can film. Right? It's down to the other individual to move around you. Now, I work.
Nick someone else's Mac.
Personally, I work in situations because of what I've done in the past in various roles. When I'm filming in a public space, if somebody comes up to me politely and friendly and says, "Excuse me, mate, am I on that? And could you delete it?" I will do. And there's a reason for that. And that is because that person could be in some form of witness protection program. That person could also be working in a covert role. Okay. And not want their cover blown. So as long as they're polite and they're friendly about it, I've got no issue. They're fine. I'll not a problem. If somebody comes up to me effing and blinding, bollocks to it. But again, it's down to how you approach people, isn't it? But in the UK, I can film in a public place, and I can film pretty much whatever I want in a public place, as long as I'm not, and this is where some of the auditors piss me off, not walking up to somebody and going, yeah, there's nothing you can do. Public place, I can film you, okay? Because no, you can't do that. And the sad thing is, there's not enough people in this world to grip them by the throat, make them eat their own phone.
Yeah, Gary, funny enough, you say your wife's got 19. I've got a class 3 and the half sleeve I got. My mother said to me, she said, "Oh, what are you going to do when you're an old lady with all these tattoos?" I said, "Well, known by my generation, Mum, it's the people that are going to be in the old people's home without tattoos that are going to look weird because everyone's got them."
You're very right there, Matt. One of the problems for a shit hits the fan situation is medication, and how do you get the medication? I'm afraid, right, once the stores have been raided and all the addicted people have got what they want, spoiling everything else that could be of use, the practical minded might be able to filter through and find a few bits and pieces. The art and the knack is going to actually be going back to natural remedies and herbal. Literally 99% of modern medicines developed from herb law originally anyhow, whether it be aspirin as a painkiller, whether it be valerian as a nerve, antidepressant.
Yeah.
Hops are an antidepressant, especially when they're brewed.
With me, if I can't get my antidepressants, all I'm going to do is grow St John's wort.
Yeah, and it's going back, it's developing the knowledge or gaining the knowledge to be able to go that way. You've got all your antibacterials, antivirals, okie doke. They're not as powerful as some of the modern chemicals, but I also think some of the modern chemicals are. The problem is they're too strong. The issue we're having with things like antibiotics now and things becoming antibiotic resistant. Well, you're making chemical cures rather than natural cures, and I think the natural antibiotics have still got the edge because again it comes from nature. It's not being interfered with. Every time we interfere with something, every time we try and perfect something that occurs naturally, we manage to fuck it up. And the other thing is with a lot of the pharmaceutical companies, and I'm very, very biased this way, pharmaceutical companies, yeah, so they try and produce, they either want it to be addictive or you to become reliant on it because all they're interested in is that. There is no pharmaceutical company out there in the world that does it from a charitable point of view. They're all out for that. And let's face it, everybody relies on medicine some point or other. It's the one guarantee.
I've got loads of water.
When you start looking at the costs of some of these medicines and what they actually cost to manufacture, it is horrific. Okay, if they weren't so big and powerful, they would get shut down. If they weren't so essential, they'd get shut down because there are medications out there that cost absolute pennies to make per tablet that they're charging $60-$70 per tablet. It's
Yeah, so I saw that stick. Very good.
Yeah, there's been some brilliant videos out this week, hasn't there?
That's for tattoos. I've got so many I want to get done because it's my story. That's it.
Yeah. BJ, hello, mate. Hope you're good there.
If we no potatoes hanged off, they'd be all making poutine.
Gary,
vodka.
Gary, that's about it, isn't it, with the world? That do you know what that about epitomises? That CCTV, which has to be distorted so that it doesn't upset the snowflakes. I'll tell you what, one of them snowflakes is attacked under the CCTV camera. They're going to want the best image they can have.
Birch wine, love that.
Oh. Yeah, exactly that. AH, you don't want to be on camera. You see somebody's filming, detour around them. If you're absolutely caught on it, I guarantee you, if it's somebody like me and you came up to me and said, "Excuse me, mate, could you just..." Yeah, if you're polite and friendly about it, yeah, because there may be a reason behind it.
I'm really interested in Gary in natural remedies and things like that. So I've got lots of books on how to make different poultices and what is better, natural things that can help you. It's like migraines. Carrots are brilliant for migraine.
Yes,
Just
sticks.
chew an old carrot and
Sticks, you swine. I was going to do that week after next. I've actually.
Yeah, not even in the control room.
Sticks. He beat me to it with the pine oil because last week when I was up the wood with the digger, it gave me the opportunity to pull some of the old pine stumps out. And so I've got literally 3 big feed buckets of pine stumps. That's just a very small example. That I thought, what can I do with them? Oh, I'll tell you what I can do. I could do a series of videos on fatwood, pine tar, pine oils, pine medicines, charcoal mating. Oh, you do it all. You bugger, you beat me to it. But really good. Well done, mate. Absolutely spot on. Fantastic to see. And that pine oil, yeah. So many uses, medicinal uses, as well as making glues and using it for sealing. Absolutely fantastic. You can use it use it carefully, but you can use it to make balms and that to help fight infections.
I've actually got a book. It's called How to Make Your Own Drugs, and it was on TV, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And there's some really interesting recipes in there.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's yeah. I'll give it a few weeks stick. So I'll let yours die off a little bit before I do it. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I can make pretty much anything, mate. I might even coat my entire body in it.
Gary says found fuel candles on eBay. You fill up with fuel. So they're a great idea. Never heard of them.
Fuel candles. Got to be something. Yeah. Got to be something similar. Is that something similar to a paraffin lamp? Using a wick. Sounds like a good idea. If it could well be. I mean, if you go back, always. You go back to the old paraffin lamp. Always makes me laugh because these have become so trendy.
Yeah, and you ain't got a little leather bag.
I've got 3 of these. All 3 of them, courtesy of the Ministry of Defence, because these were in a case in stores, and they had red lenses. So back before we had the battery lamps up on the flagpoles, that's what the guys were using. So God knows how old that is. Brilliant kit. The other 2 I've still got, but they're pretty much past their best. That one, yeah, keep back. So it probably works a similar situation where it's got a wick in it. You fill it with paraffin like that, and it will burn from that. I would have thought. I'll have a look into it though, because it just sounds an interesting method. Steve, your lamps.
So I'll look at eBay then.
Oh, Steve. Bushcraft Steve, your lamps.
Bushcraft Steve's had to go, I'm afraid.
It's paraffin lamp. Oh, that I won't say that how that made me feel, but yeah, manly. Manly. I took one look at that and went, oh, yeah, lovely. The Coleman petrol or cotton fuel or petrol lamps and cookers had those.
Thanks, I'll have a look at
back
those.
in the 90s. The stoves we got issued for certain climates and conditions. They were absolutely brilliant. And again, coming back to what I was saying earlier on today about grid down, that's something to think about. You take a paraffin lamp.
Yes, yeah, it's a green Coleman.
A paraffin lamp gives you light, gives you heat, okay, and it relies on no electricity. We all become quite keen on solar's brilliant, batteries are brilliant, but yeah, it's how long are you going to be able to recharge? How long are you going to be able to use it? If it's an EMP type situation or a solar flare, is that going to fry your electrical devices?
I've actually seen, I know, because Yarps, Sam and that, been after them. Well, I've seen quite a few on Facebook Marketplace locally around here, so it might be worthwhile having a look, see what else is there, because I saw several Coleman's ones and the old Tilly lamps as well.
Tilly was the British company, so Tilly Storm lamp or Hurricane lamp. That's what you want. Brilliant.
Yeah, Foxy. The better ones are the older ones. Then the new ones tend to be not a bit plasticky.
So when I was a lad, that's how we pretty much paraffin fueled our house. So we had a range for the cooker, a paraffin heater on the landing on the stairs, and our stairs at the old house went up from the back of the kitchen, turned, came back up again. So you had a landing halfway up, and that's where the paraffin heater would go, and that would circulate heat around the house. The range would heat one end, that basically heated the other, and I can still remember having paraffin lamps literally for anything you needed to do outside, in the barns, in the sheds. It was a paraffin lamp, and I can remember the amount of times I got smacked around the ear off for damaging the mantles.
Good evening, Lee.
The one downside on all the paraffin lamps, or all the mantle type lamps, the ones that work under pressure, is that mantle, that little cloth mantle. That is very, very delicate. You want to be very, very careful with that. But they are a superb system. And I think, as I actually said to Kaz after seeing Bushcraft Stays, if you had a grid down situation, that pressurized paraffin lamp would definitely be the one to go for. It would warm a room easily, remembering them as a kid, as well as giving out quite an intense light. They are very, very, very effective. In fact, I don't think there's much in the way of lighting these days outside of LED that will come anywhere near the same level. And fuel-wise, they're efficient. As I will say to sticks, you're halfway towards fueling a lamp there with your pine oil, mate. Yeah, so I'm just going to dive back through to see some of the comments. Lee, John.
You're definitely older than better.
Lamps. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's like that old paraffin lamp up there. So that was used by the MOD for lighting up flagpoles well before my day. So that's probably 50s, maybe 60s. That was still in use. And it's still as good as the day it was made.
I think nowadays they make the glass and that so thin on them.
Yeah.
You only got a slight knock. And
and the other thing is it was a different glass as well. That was a crystal glass that they used to use, based on lead crystal, which was a bit stronger. If you're really lucky, you might find some of the original Pyrex glass bulbs. Now, there's two types of Pyrex. There's a modern Pyrex, and there's the older Pyrex. The original Pyrex used a high silica sand. It's very, very strong. And in actual fact, it had a level of flexibility. The modern stuff, it tends to be not as good quality.
Yeah, Gary, it was the Dad's Army days.
What's that?
Gary's put, what Dad's Army days then, Mick?
I say, young chap, don't make me come over there and sort you out. No, Dad's Army days, yeah. There we go, Ian Lavender. Well done, mate. Oh, and again, it's just old technology, isn't it? If it all goes to pants, let's face it, everything we do is old technology. Okay, whether it be making a shirt with a top, our ancestors have been doing that for thousands of years. They originally started with skins, then oil canvases, and so on, oil cotton.
I'm just thinking that, John, if you got all that wick, you could always crochet a pair of G-string out of them.
Yeah. And that's again, so the paraffin lamps, people say, oh, what are you going to do when the wicks run out? Well, when I was a lad, we used to make the wicks. Okay, we used to cut strips of canvas and actually fold it into wicks because it's pretty much almost like a heavy canvas. Pull up a sandbag and dim the candles. Electric sticks in the woods. Yeah. Blackie Thomas. Yeah. Yeah. Blackie Thomas's videos. Yeah, quite like his videos. I like his stuff. It's informative. It's interesting, but I can find him a little bit opinionated at sometimes. It's probably because I tend to be quite I think it's a West Countryman in me. I'm quite laid back in my attitude.
Yeah, you need Earth battery.
Live and let live, and if somebody's doing well, they're doing well. If somebody does something good, credit them for doing something good. If somebody does something, tell them you think it stinks. Don't be offended by it. Same as I'm always saying to people, I'm not offended if somebody gives me a dislike or makes a comment. And I think to myself, all right, I'll learn from that then. And I do get them. You get comments sometimes when you're going down through your comments. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, think you could have done better on that. Oh, all right. Tell me why. It's like saying my mystery disliker. I've got somebody who puts a dislike on literally every other video. It's only one person, only one dislike. And I don't mind that. I accept
it's someone who's subscribed because it's when your new videos come out in 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah,
it happens.
I really wish they would just put a comment on there and say why. Because I'd love to know. It's not a case of I would get arsey or I'd get crappy about it. It was just, I'd like to know why. Because if I'm doing something that somebody dislikes, if I know what it is, I can either look at it and go, oh, right, yeah, I could change that. Or I could look at it and go, no, that's just me.
Someone being,
so
it's a bit sad.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things as a YouTuber you got to do. You got to be a bit hard shelled. You got to be able to take the negative comments as well.
Yeah, definitely an underpants keyboard warrior.
As well as you take the positive comments, because it's easy to sit there and think, oh, I'm doing brilliant, I'm doing brilliant, I'm doing brilliant. But occasionally, if you get a negative comment, always look at it as if they bother to comment. It's not that they're going, I think you're useless.
Gary's too Cornish.
Yeah. I don't think it's a case that I think you're going useless. If they've done it in a comment, I take it as a positive. I take it, that guy's watched my videos, either likes what I do, likes how I'm doing it, whatever, and he's just trying to say, here, mate, maybe if you tried it like this, or maybe if you stopped saying that, or maybe if you did this. I have had one person ask me to stop using my catchphrase.
What?
Love those you do, forgive those you don't. No,
you said to him, go stop yourself.
Apparently, it makes no sense whatsoever. Okay.
There's the door. Don't let the door hit your arse on the way out.
It's being somebody that's multi-faith, okay, being a druid, so cover all faiths. It's just one of the old teachings. And I think most people get it. My advice to people is to love those that you do, forgive those you don't. Don't waste energy on negativity. That's all it means. Benny's going to do a bike rig.
Benny, I think you should do a potato clock. We've got a little clock. You put the wire into the potato, get it running.
Well, that's one for the summer. I'm doing a motorcycle bug out. I've arranged with my son because I sold my bike. I don't have a bike at the moment, but I've had a chat to my son last night, and I've arranged to borrow his bike for a weekend. So I'm going to do a motorcycle bug out.
I like that one, John.
That should be a bit of a giggle.
Oh, sorry. I just put my foot on his pig. Oh.
Yeah. John, but you've got to remember we live in a modern world. Okay. So
the women don't lament anymore. The men.
Women don't lament anymore. And you'd probably get in trouble for crushing anybody. Me personally, yeah, I'll crush the women. Yeah. Sod the men, I don't care what they're doing. It's come out wrong. I didn't mean it like that. I meant it as in I get across you. All right. That's me put in my place. I've got a sword and I've got some animal skins.
Hey,
Shall I stick my loincloth on, lovey?
that's
Strap
for
myself,
tonight.
stick my leather webbing on.
Oh dear.
I am Colon, the barbarian. Dyslexia, struggling with that.
Benny, you strange thing. 10 burgers.
Oh, that's what do they call them? Westlers burgers. Remember, you used to get them in the rations packs.
Yeah, we will be doing. We've
Sticks, you go to hell for that one, mate.
yeah. It's not
Tales from the basher.
But we've you've got Gary.
Yep.
Meeting you up, haven't you?
Yes, yeah.
With this week.
So this week, Wednesday, I've got one of you coming up to see me. So we're going to have a day up the woods, have a giggle, have a laugh, go for a few ideas, a few bits and pieces, see what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also bring his Kelly kettle and
yeah, bring a Kelly kettle. You can make the brew. You go through tips and tricks that way. Sticks. You always want to tell my mum that. She's going to think that's hilarious. Oh.
Never a dull moment in the pub.
Never a dull moment. Yeah, I just wonder. It is a good job the writer of Conan the Barbarian wasn't dyslexic, wasn't it? Because it could have very well been Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
That would have been different. Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Yeah. Admin.
I needed chocolate, okay?
No, Benny, I am actually swigging on Lenore. No,
it's a new. It's a Fanta.
Fanta strawberry cheesecake flavour. Okay. Now I didn't want to drink alcohol tonight, so I went to the fridge and I just grabbed out 2 bottles. One is a lemon and lime water, and the other one is the Fanta. Which I've got to say, yeah,
he's drinking methylated berries.
Yeah. It's a bit sweet.
I know you like your Kelly kettle, don't you?
Love the Kelly kettle. Right, Kelly kettle for if you're okay. It's not a small thing, but the Kelly kettle fits.
You can hang it off your
one. Well, it's not just that. If you take the
I actually love Screech, Gary. Mac doesn't like it, and Mitch is not so keen. But I actually like mixing 2 of the different Screeches together, say grapefruit and the cherry one, or just 2 different flavours. And yeah, I really love Screech. John thought you were drinking window cleaner.
It might as well be.
Oh, Windoline.
So that is British Army standard issue.
Oh shit!
Old standard issue. 100 litre or 120
You made your wife swear.
Long pack bourbon. Just tidy this up.
My favourite is the Army hot chocolate, Gary. Oh, I love it.
Kelly kettle with the cook stove. British Army bourbon. Rocket pouch.
Yeah, Gary, I was looking.
Hang on.
Last year, I bought 100 hot chocolate mint Army ones, and it was 20 quid. Now they want 30 quid for 20.
Right, start again. Do it properly. British Army, rocket pouch.
Yeah, I mean, that was up at Brecon, wasn't it, Mac?
Kelly kettle. If you lift the handle, fits in absolutely spotty dog. Okay, and we'll take the cook set as well. Okay, you'll get that all in.
Thanks,
there.
Benny. We'll send it off to you soon.
Into the Bergen. Now,
Minute's my favourite.
Although the Kelly kettle is bulky, its weight.
Benny.
See you later, Benny. Take it easy, brother. Its weight is low. And quite often I've been known to fill the Kelly kettle and carry that as a water carrying system. For doing solo camps, small camps like hikes, yes, it can be a bit bulky. For doing weekenders, longer trips or groups, yeah, it's got an advantage. It's fast, it's efficient. It can just, technique, especially with a group, is to just remind people, have your water source near it. If they take a cup out, they put a cup back and they boil it up. So you can, it's one of those things, you can put it near a fire or hang it above a fire and just keep it on a gentle simmer. Yeah, it's just a big kettle at the end of the day, but it's, yeah, I love them. I think they're a brilliant bit of kit. I've had some real adventures with it over the years. Yeah, awesome bit of kit. So yeah, if any of you,
Hi, nice hobby.
Hiya, mate. How you doing? Oh, I love that video. Was that what do they call it? The stone cutters.
Oh, you're the wild boar that carved on the stone.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. That was a stunning video, mate. And what a beautiful place.
The wolf and a wild cat. And,
yeah, it's Stonecutters Glen. That's it. Yeah, is that?
I love your dogs too.
That's not an ancient site. I take it that's somebody fairly modern's come along and chipped them into the rock, done it. But absolutely, I love my Pictish, my Celtic, my Gaelic artwork, stonework, and all the rest of it. It's obviously been a bit of a druid. Anywhere like that always fascinates me.
There definitely weren't scribblings. That was someone who knew their animals. And the circle.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. What a place. What a place. Yeah. It was absolutely. Anybody that hasn't seen the video yet, get over and have a look at that.
I did have a look and I was thinking, mobility scooter, even the off-roady one, is not going to get in there.
Yeah. That was
sad.
Beautiful spot. And even if they weren't ancient, I was sort of looking at the watching the video and thinking, what are people going to make of that in 1,000 years? Because it's still going to be there on that granite. Make of it in 2,000 years, 3,000 years. Yeah, it's
the fact that you found more of them. Yeah, then you went to go see the one and.
Yeah. And I've had a tiny. I used to have a mate that used to work with, and he used to do gravestones. Stonemasons. He'd do all the carving and that. And I asked him one day if I could have a go, and he showed me a couple of things. I think I lasted about 5 minutes. It was like chip. Made an absolute mess of it. It's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing to do. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it does look but again, the way they've carved the images is very reminiscent to sort of like what you'd find from the Iron Age times. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got a Pictish one on his head, and that was sort of stone.
200 years old. Yes, that'd be about. Looking at that moss and that'd probably be about right, about 200 years. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it adds to the atmosphere of a place when you put something on that. When you put your hand on a piece of stone like that, and you think, and it can be any carving you ever come across, any drawing, any cave art, anything like that you ever come across, right? I always say to people, you shouldn't interfere with it. However, if you're gentle and you're respectful, you put your hand on something that somebody was working on all that time ago, and especially when it comes to carving, it's not. It's done.
We stayed in
hours of working at it.
We stayed in a beautiful place near the Mullican Tyre, and near the entrance to this farm that we stayed at, that had a slab with all the cups and the little swirls cut into the stone. Amazing.
It certainly was.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Sticks. I was thinking the same thing. They're all sort of animals that you would have seen. The wild boar, I thought it was a wolf. There's a cat, and it's all things that would have been roaming wild.
You're certainly right there, Mac.
Bear and that.
Majority of the Stonehenge came locally. Okay, I think there's two, and they're not the huge stones. I think there's 2 stones that they've said possibly come from a bluestone quarry in Wales. But the other thing with Stonehenge, if you have a look at your history, up until I think it was 18 something or other, bear in mind this was all done with steam power, Stonehenge was pretty much buried. Stones were all down, buried, flattened. And a local landowner had them all dug up and erected as a wedding present to his wife. Okay. And his wife had a fascination with Greek mythology and that. So within our order, we don't believe that Stonehenge is necessary completely as it was. There are parts of it, because obviously you've still got the alignments, or was that somebody in the 1800s was very clever. But we tend to steer back more towards Avebury and out that
it's
way.
Like local to us, we had a new pub restaurant opened up about 2 years ago, and it's called the Sarsen Stones, and that is because some of these Sarsen stones came from Hampshire. Yeah,
it was brilliant. Yeah, Gary, that was it. Yeah,
lion and bear. Yeah, I suppose because we would have had bear.
Mac, next time me and you are running down the A303, remind me to take you down to have a look at Woodhenge. That's about 4 miles back up the 303, and that predates Stonehenge by quite a bit. It's stunning, mate. And again, it's all that ancient technology. How did they lift the stones? How did they move the stones? Okay. What was it used for? We don't know. We never will know.
Before it got less active.
We're not meant to know, I think, in a way.
We've been to all sorts of Clavercairns. We've been to the Clootie Wells up in Scotland. We've been all over the place.
There is I can't call it a teaching. There is a thought within a certain group of people, which I'm not directly connected with, but we take learnings within our Druidic path from. And one of the teachings there was, or one of the things that was passed on, and it's a theory, not a rule, it's not so, is that a lot of the ancient stone structures that we see, quoits and all the rest of it, the teaching behind that was not as a place of worship or burial, but protection from the sky. And it comes from a simple passing on of a piece of knowledge that they were there to protect from the sky. Now, when you look at the structure of a lot of these, if you were just burying a body, right? Yes, bear in mind that you want to protect what you're burying it with and the body itself. However, would you necessarily need to go to the level of the masonry that was involved, i.e. in slabs that weighed 20, 30, 40 tons at times? And why so many of them built so strong, i.e. they're still there today?
Andy.
So, yeah, and that's just one of the old belief systems. Whether it be, what was the threat from the sky? What did they know then? We don't know now. Was it a solar flare?
We were watching something the other day, John. It was about.
We're good, Andy. How are you, mate?
Someone had noticed these. It was in a bit like. It looked a bit like some. Rocky Valley. I can't think of it now. It's gone.
Yeah.
We saw this. I had some stone built houses on top of a cliff, and they had all the quoits, the stone little piles everywhere, just like we have here.
Oh, you look at these old ancient structures. I mean, I've got no answer for anybody. The Druids have no answer, or the modern Druids have no answer for anybody. The historians, they're just theories.
Yeah,
okay?
Gary, we've been
Just
lucky
ideas.
enough to been to Norway, and we've been to a few of the museums out there and seen some of the
Bractor.
artwork.
Whoa! But that was wild up there, wasn't it? Dartmoor.
Do you have to tie yourself down to one of the boulders so you didn't?
But that was wild. Yeah.
Flying tonight.
Although I do love the moors. Do love being up there.
Yeah.
And obviously you survived the hunter then. Oh yeah. Yeah, me and Mac have had some adventures on the moors.
Yes.
Yeah, some rough ones. We've gone out and it's funny, you can be up on the moors, especially the moors of the West Country, and it just changes like that, doesn't it? You can have 3 seasons in an hour. Absolutely.
Yeah, they went out on the walls and your tent blew away, didn't it?
It did.
Yep.
It did. My tent was last seen travelling at about 60 miles an hour, an altitude of about 300 feet and climbing rapidly. And that was just a freak experience. That again, survival techniques and methods. So that was using, it's way back, God, years ago, crikey.
Yeah.
Can't remember, must have been in my early 30s then, but we were out on the moor and we were using dome tents. Okay, and dome tents hadn't really been in that long,
No.
had they? They were still quite that thing to have, you know.
Now they're all those sort of stealthy sort of.
And the weather started to pick up and get windy and that. So we found a wall. We were in the lee of this wall and it was all good. And we were all set up. And then all of a sudden, down the rain came. And where we were in the lee and in the gully,
the wind.
Mac was lucky. He was just up on a ledge. My tent was just a fraction below him. Where did the water decide to go? Literally, it was running like a river under the tent. You know, you look at the floor of your tent, it's doing that. I was like, bloody hell, I'm going to have to move this. So I got out, unpegged everything, went to shift it, had a stumble, and away it went. And like I say, it just gone. Lucky enough, got a bivvy bag, got all my kit, and yeah, it was literally, you know, Mac, it's a bit snug in here now, isn't it? But yeah, got through it. Gremlins, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Gone with the wind. It certainly was. Yeah, and again, because we were equipped and we knew what we were doing, it was a case of, it was more annoying to me that I'd lost a tent than anything else. It wasn't a case of, oh, now we're in trouble. It was a case of, all right, fair enough. Yeah, you say buddy system.
Yeah, his Max Labrador Guinness was using him as a bed.
Yeah, Guinness was Max Black Labrador, and Guinness was never so happy as having me in there as a mattress. That dog decided that there was, you know, normally
he was a big Labrador. He was very long.
Instead of sleeping alongside his dad, Uncle Mick's got in there, and he's going to be somewhere nice, warm, and comfy for him to lay in the evening. Good on you, Lee. Good on you, mate. Rooksfoot. That's a good name. Yeah, Rooksfoot. Yeah, boys. Oh, Mac didn't let me live that one down.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to get him every year, doesn't it, Mac? Yes.
Yeah, he didn't let me live that one down for a few months, and was like, I was walking back in the morning. He was like, "Is that a tent I see up there?" No. Seagull. Is that a tent up there? Oh no, looks like a jumbo jet.
Oh yeah, the giant teddy.
Oh,
is it a monkey? Giant gorilla.
Took up the whole back seat of the BMW, sat like that all the way back. That was massive. Oh.
God, it was a long time ago. She was 1.
Bloody hell, it was a long time ago, wasn't it?
See, you were meant to get it back.
Yeah,
some things
Derek,
are for a reason.
So it was one of those homing talks.
Yeah. Please take me back.
22 years ago.
Oh my God, yeah. Mac. That would have been, Chris would have been the 13 or 14.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't watched Kent's video on his cardboard dome tent yet, but yeah.
I did. I watched it.
You watched it, did you?
It got soggy.
It got soggy.
Yeah, very
cardboard
soggy.
Will get soggy. Yeah.
Yeah, we're watching someone in Canada, and they were testing out a extreme sleeping bag. So what he'd done, he put like a base with the foil back on it, and he used one of those little summer dome tents with a.
It's Yarp that's coming up Wednesday, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Yarp. He's coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah, he was using these 30 degrees.
Yeah, going to meet up. Yeah, just share some voice tips and all that. Yeah, and have a brew and have an easy day, and he can rack my brain, and I'm going to rack his. You know, swap ideas, methods, technologies. You know, just share some time together. And I'm using it as a bit of a preliminary as well, because it's obviously going to be his first time up the woods. So it's a fresh set of eyes to have a look round. So, you know, is this going to, you reckon, for a meet up in the camp?
You'll get to see our off-road trailer as well, Yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Mackie was at the hospital till about 3 this morning with our eldest son.
3:30 this morning.
Yeah, it was.
Excuse me, I'm just going to use a little voice.
Our eldest son was taken ill yesterday. Had migraine that lasted all day, and he's not been. He had a chest infection, so ended up at the local hospital till 8 o'clock this morning. You didn't like it, did you, Willie? Willie? Yeah. They give him a CT scan, Mac, in case there was a bleed on the brain. They think that the antibiotics he had has worked, but where he had the amoxicillin, it was upsetting his stomach. He dehydrated himself as well, so that's the reason why the headaches and that.
That was quite an interesting chat there with the doctor. So there's one for you. Worthwhile bit of medical knowledge. So my son's quite physical, and he lots of fluids, lots of hydration. He knows simple rule to fight an illness: stay hydrated. So had a migraine 4 o'clock in the morning. He's had him before. She's like, it's a migraine. Shut everything down. Keep it dark. Hydrate. Take some painkillers. Go back to bed. At about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's got to the point where it's making him throw up. He can't stand the light. His balance is going. Something isn't right. So they phoned phoned the NHS helpline, and they turned around and said,
Derek,
we've made an appointment for him at the A&E emergency. Get him down there. So straight down there. Doctor's waiting. Straight in. Triaged him. Checked him for meningitis, which was their first concern. Cleared him for that. Took 2 lots of bloods. Put him on a drip for pain relief. No effect. Okay, so by now it's 11, 12 o'clock at night. And the doctor's getting a bit concerned. He goes, right, I'm sending him straight down for a CT scan. I want to check there's not a bleed on the brain. Went down, got a CT scan, got that done. No, that come back negative, not an issue there. The doctor then turned around and said, right, I'm going to put you on a drip. Okay, bear in mind, Chris is sitting there with 2 litres of water jug that he's been swigging non-stop. So they put him on a saline drip. And within about 20 minutes, he said, my head's getting better. It's really, he said, yeah, he said, my eyes are all right now and my head's feeling a lot better. So the doctor comes back round and says, look, the second lot of bloods have come back. You've got a slightly high white cell count. So your chest infection has been beaten and it's coming down. We can see from the level of the count that the antibiotics you were given are beating it. Chris turns around and says, well, I'm feeling a lot better now. Since we put that drip in, I'm feeling better. He said, and I don't think it could be high dehydration because I've been taking in fluids all day. And the doctor said, no. He said, what I think's happened is the antibiotics have affected the stomach. He said, which is giving you a little bit of diarrhea, which Chris already said he had a little bit of diarrhea. He said, basically, your gut is not absorbing the water in the manner that it should. Okay, so you're not hot, although you're drinking plenty of water, it's literally passing through your system and you're losing it as fast as you're putting it in. Once you put the drip in, obviously that's sorted them out. So there's a tip for you. Even though if you're ill and you're in that same situation, even though you're hydrating, it may be that your body is just not able to absorb it and you need a drip. Yeah. So they got him on that. Yeah, sorting him out. 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning.
John and Mac, John suggested that Mac get you to do burpees until he's tired. So Mac's he's gonna put you up to that challenge. That's the next
Me
challenge.
do burpees. My hip. It takes me 20 minutes to get up off the floor these days.
Yeah, you can't actually get to. You have to speak to a receptionist, and then they'll get someone to ring you up, see if you need to see the doctor. It's
yeah, could have been low salts, but yeah, saline drip definitely it switched him over like that, and it's just quite often the way. Yeah, Lee, I've had that. Doctor sends you a message, you get on the doctor, they go, what do you want? Yeah, so it was a long night last night. I had a salt water over once.
Oh, John.
When we were in Nippers, one of the things we used to do was tombstoning, which has become quite fashionable now. But we used to go up on the cliffs and you climb up as high as you could on the cliff, jump off. And being young and stupid, and I don't like heights, but basically the dare is the dare. And I went up and I jumped. I don't know how high it was, but put it this way, it was far enough up for me to get a bit of a shock when I got out of the water, because I thought I was going to pass wind. I didn't. I didn't tell him about. You're
not squirrel frightening again, are you? No, it's not. Cancelled.
One of the things I've got to teach people is making clothing from animal skins. I can demonstrate. In the UK, we don't have a lot of big predators, so you can use a squirrel for a willy warmer.
Naked and Afraid.
Oh, here we go. The naked. That was me chatting to the naked round the town story.
Good evening, Martin.
Okie doke. So this goes back to, I think it was about 2000.
Martin, you want to cover your ears for this?
In about 2000, I worked for Mac and several roles for a few years within various specialist fields.
Oh no, Gareth.
And all the time I worked for Mac, he'd never seen me consume alcohol. But bear in mind, he owned a pub at the time. So he'd never seen me consume alcohol. And he knew that I wasn't teetotal, but I would tell everybody I was, and that stops people trying to force drinks on you. So we're chatting about this one day, and Max says, you know what, we'll reverse roles one evening. I'm going to let you have a drink. And I just turned around and I laughed. I said, all right, and I said, but I'll tell you now,
You're going to regret it.
Me drunk is not something you ever want to see. I'm not a good drunk. Okay, so one of the reasons I don't drink is I'm not a good drunk.
He's tried on a pipe before now.
And so anyhow, the evening got off to a good start. Plenty of that going on. And for whatever reason, at some point, and I think it was about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, so there wasn't a time when there were children about. However, at this time of the night, every door team in Aldershot was pretty much run by Mac. And I used to help him sort their wages and all the rest of it. So most of them knew me as it's Mitch the boss, and Mac the boss. Okay, I'm a manager. And for whatever reason, I decided to go for a run around the circuit of Aldershot town. So it's up one street, down the other, past all these pubs and nightclubs. Naked. Completely stark naked, apart from my boots. And the thing that made them all laugh was the fact that the CCTV cameras followed me the entirety of the town, but no police officer came out to arrest me. And it was basically all these guys that knew me as quite sort of quiet, staid, serious, and the manager, the governor, right, Mac being the one above me, as the owner of the company. So he said, evening, boss. Evening, lads. But yeah, so I did a complete circuit of the town, which probably about a mile and a half. But it's funny that it's never had the old bill turn out or anything. Yeah, the Flash.
The Flash,
Street,
yeah. Too late.
Oh yeah, we had all that.
It's been moved.
The end of the story is this: after a night of me being drunk, probably not the best side of me coming out that night. I've always been a bit embarrassed by how I behaved that night, but I did warn Mac beforehand that I'm not a good drunk, not a good drunk at all. His first words to me in the morning, whilst handing me a cup of coffee, being a good friend that he is, was, "You're going to get pissed again. I'm going to sack you and have nothing more to do with you."
John, they didn't have to because all the CCTV cameras were turning as he went past.
Yeah, literally, you can watch the cameras. I think they had a good laugh at it at the police station.
Yeah, they didn't want to put you back in their car naked.
Well, it was a cold night as well. That's my excuse. But yeah, so that was, yeah, I'm not. We've one of the lessons in life, isn't it, is to be aware of what you're like when you're inebriated. Yeah.
Oh no!
No, we're not even going to mention that on here. Poor old Martin. Oh
yeah. You didn't know that one, Martin, but you do now. It was so funny. No.
We won't talk about the dance floor incident because that is, that was beyond a joke. That was bad. God, I didn't wake up in the morning after that with a black eye.
So, Martin, that's what happens when you leave your mate alone for a few years.
Yeah.
He just gets up to all sorts, and it was not my fault.
I was in Poole one night, and
maybe around the campfire yacht.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
maybe around that. Remind me Wednesday. I'll tell you Wednesday, but it's definitely not publication. Okay, things you do when you're young and silly. Like a certain friend of mine when we were about 16, going, "Them skinheads up there, they say they're going to do this and that to us. Oh, we're not going to have that." And I turned to all of my mates and went, "Come on, let's get them." Running around the corner, "Come on, you swines." To find that all my mates had gone the other way.
You got Hardway Homestead Alaska's popped in to say hello.
Oh, mate, awesome. All the way from Alaska. Hey, that's awesome. Absolutely awesome. How's it in Alaska? Right, welcome
Welcome
to the pub. Okay, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. The idea of this on a Sunday night, it is literally a pub meet. So everybody on the chat there, we just built a little community of guys that like the outdoors, like bushcraft, like survival. They like prepping. Uh, have all sorts of skill levels from the beginner up to the more experienced. And really, we're just letting our hair down and we have a laugh on a Sunday night. You can throw up any subject, any idea, any information, jokes, tales, whatever you want.
Tales from the crypt, yeah.
Yeah. And I sit here and regale moments of my stupid past. And also try and share bits of information, story.
Everyone say, anyone heard of this? What do you think of that?
It's just trying to build a bit of a community. So really, really welcome. Yeah, my channel itself, again, I'm not an expert.
So let the hair down.
I've been practicing these skills both as a civilian and within the military for donkey's years. And so all I'm trying to do is share my skills with other people, some of my knowledge, and also get them to share with me. So I'm constantly learning as well. So I'm not one of these channels that's sitting there going, oh, telling you what the way it is. No, I want to learn from other people as well as share the bits that I do know.
Oh, Hardware, love your dog.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Right, Hardway, to all the others on the page, Hardway has got 20 subscribers and 13 videos. So if you want,
Hardway. Yeah.
I've subscribed to you.
And I will subscribe to you once I get off of this. And if there's any other guys here, because we've got other YouTubers here and that, so we all share and we all try and help one another and assist one another. Yeah, pop over and see Hardway Alaska.
Yeah.
And stick a subscriber on.
Thank you very much.
More than welcome.
We always meet up and...
Yeah, so when I get over to the States, so Derek, how do you fancy when I get over there, mate? Me and you just have a quick drive up to Alaska. Can't be that far.
And you'll find everyone here is, we like share stories and things that you can only shortcuts to something or just general
just
knowledge.
Sunday night is to let your hair down. That's what it's about. That is a beautiful dog, isn't it?
It's a beautiful dog.
I think I'm going to set that as one of the rules of the community. You've got to be a dog lover. Knows that knows. Yeah. Seems to me it's funny within the bushcraft prep and survival world, the amount of people that are dog lovers.
Yeah, because Katrina's got herself a husky now.
Lovely.
And of course we've got Hardway. We've got it says Shih Tzu, but he's a 7-month-old. He's a wig. He's Hang Tough's Wookie, aren't you, mate? Hey.
So we have guys from all over the world. We get guys from the States. We get guys from Philippines. We get guys from Australia. Guys from New Zealand. We get guys from South Africa. So
what's a Norwegian elk hound?
So we're pretty much a world group. So sometimes things get lost a little bit in translation, don't they? That happens. The only rules we do have is we're not bothered by the world's politics. We try not to get too deep into things that could cause arguments like faith, religion.
We support each other.
And we look out for
one another. If you're having a bad day, come into the pub. Pull up a chair, have a laugh.
You need to shout and scream at the sky sometimes.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Benny, he was here. Benny's bushcraft. He's got a cat that's terrified of your voice, isn't it?
I don't know what I've ever done to it. I've never harmed a cat in my life. And the thing is, it's Benny's cat just hears my voice and does one. He don't know what's wrong with it.
Yes, your brand sauce.
Brand sauce. Got to be a bit of a London accent there. Brand sauce.
We'll try to think of what else to send you now. That's so British.
Yes, something like spotted dick.
You're not sending that.
We need to smuggle him out some Scotch pies. Scottish, not English, obviously, but Scotch pie. That's
Tone the whole. Oh, I love tone the whole. With some onion in the batter as well.
Oh, yeah. Black tea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Treacle sponge. Oh, we do love a treacle sponge. Oh, yeah. Treacle sponge with custard.
Oh, excellent.
Kendall
Reaver
Mint
Man. It's, hi, Mickey. I'm doing the Great Tommy Sleep Out for charity, raising funds for homeless veterans. Is there a way you could rebroadcast my charity page?
Yes, mate. Give me the details now.
Yeah. Where's the email thing? So that
Yeah.
you moved it.
Oh, my head. Oh, what have I done with that? What have I done with that? What have I done with that?
I don't know.
It's here somewhere. It's here somewhere. There we go. There we go. Oh.
Right, Reaver Man, that's the email address. If you'd like to send us a link there, we will make sure to repost it, and we'll do a short on.
Yeah, we'll do a short tomorrow morning.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Reaver Man, yeah, of course. And again, any of you guys that do it,
Obviously, fish and chips, yeah.
Anything that to support any worthwhile causes and that, yeah, hit us up with it.
Oh yeah,
let
Kendall Mint cake.
And we will chuck it out from this end as well. Get as much information as possible out there.
John Kennedy says that they have pills out there now, so they don't end up with spotty things like that.
Exactly, antibiotics.
I like a bit of liver and onion myself.
Good on you, Lee. Good on you, Lee. Yes, and again, that's exactly what it's about, this channel, isn't it? We support one another, we have a laugh, we have a joke, we don't take our lives too seriously. We're all from different backgrounds. Even the guys in the UK, you'd be surprised, it's not a very big country. You know, I can go from one end to the other in 24 hours with no problem at all. But there's quite a difference in cultures and in personalities in a way from one end of the country to the other, isn't it?
I like haggis too, Gary. Rather keen on haggis.
You know, so again, it's a small world. Jelly deals.
Oh, my grandfather used that because my grandfather was born in Paddington.
I like eels. I like eel. Eel tastes delicious. Okay, I love an eel. Smoked eel or eel cooked over a fire. Absolutely stunning. The jelly.
Yeah, liver and onion gravy. I'm with you there, Martin.
Oh yeah, liver, onion gravy, mashed potato, plenty of butter.
This week, I made a 2-litre rice pudding in the slow cooker. Oh, neeps and tatties, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cider and cheese. Oh, scrumpy cider and cheddar cheese. Oh
yeah. And again, somebody asked me a question a few weeks ago. Why does it quite often come back to food? Well, survival, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've got your shelter, you've got your fire, you've got your water sorted. What's the next priority? It's always going to be food. It's going to be food fueling the body. And again, when I'm looking through some of the foods here, okay, it's quite interesting. The foods that people go to, old-fashioned foods, old-fashioned recipes, warming stuff that sticks to your ribs, as we used to be told by our nanas.
Yeah, sticks to your ribs.
Energy, carbohydrate, and simple cook systems, which we lose a lot of today in a modern world where everything the supermarket wants to give it to you pre-packaged in a bit of plastic. You can put in a microwave for 30 seconds and it's done. Bing.
Yeah. Okay. Rocks.
So getting back to if the shit hit the fan situation ever occurred, those microwaves are no good to you. Those microwave meals are no good to you. You're going to go back to simple dishes, simple preparation, making the most out of the minimum that you can. So it's getting as much flavour and as much energy out of the minimum resources.
Yeah, Rooks for clotted cream and scones. One of our daughter-in-laws, she's Czech. So our youngest son, and he lives with his girlfriend in Czech Republic, and they're in Prague.
Yeah.
And while she was living here, he bought her some scones and clotted cream. She'd never had anything like that before. And one evening we were sitting there, and it was 10 o'clock, and she said, "Dan, would you like some tea?" And he said, "Yes." And when he went up there to have, she was drinking him a cup of tea. Yeah, she'd made him a pot of tea, but she'd done the clotted cream and the scones as well. She was, I think that's one of the things she really misses, not being in the UK. Yeah, homemade soups. You can't beat a good old homemade soup, can you?
Yeah.
I mean, our friend Jason, as you know, comes in here. He came walking into the kitchen, lifted the lid of my slow cooker. He goes, "Well, that's not rice pudding." I said, "No, that's beef stew." And he went, "Oh, well, I was expecting rice pudding," because he'd mentioned the fact that we got lots of milk, so I was going to make a rice pudding.
Yeah, simple meals, stews, soups, preserving things, canning, preserving in jars. These, again, I try and say to people, these are all techniques. I don't try and force anything on anybody. It's not my world, okay? But again, techniques I'm looking into is preserving without electricity. So it is canning techniques. It is pickling. It is drying out. It's trying to make things last as long as possible. And again, I'm not saying that the world's going to come to an end or we're going to have a SHTF situation. What I'm saying to people, these are all great skills to learn, and you can pass them on. And in a world where electricity is becoming more and more expensive, being able to can some resources, okay, so once you've made it and you can put it on the shelf and leave it there for a year, got to be a way to go, isn't it? It's going to save you a bit of power.
It's like with the power, so many people are using air fryers now because you can cook things so much quicker, and why do you need, what's the point of having a cooker on for 3-4 hours when you can put it in a slow cook into an air fryer for an hour and a half? Thanks for even out. I shall look at that. I shall give it. I look at the emails twice a day, so I'll get all the information off there and let you know that we've got the info for you.
Yeah. So by learning these old skills and techniques, not only does it give you
a
fallback, but it saves power. But the other thing for me as well is it's something to pass on and share, not just for you guys, but with my granddaughter, so that she has that knowledge in her armory for her life. And with any luck, she can then pass that on to her children. Okay, because one of the secrets we've lost over the years is that passing on of knowledge. It's essential. Okay, sharing information, knowledge. I can remember walking with my mum and my father, and having my father go, "You can eat that one. You can't eat that one. You can do this with this one. You can do that with that one. You can make string out of this. You can do." And these are all things I learned as a kid, and a lot of them as a kid, I learned it and did it with my dad because I'm doing it with my dad. And then as soon as we're done with that day, I stopped. But the amount of times in my life I've seen something or come back to something or had a situation where I've gone, could use that.
I think that yeah, I'm with you, John. I know it's not just getting old. I mean, my grandmother taught me a lot. My mum not so much because she didn't really like sharing the kitchen, but my grand did. And I mean, I've got friends. I used to say to them, "Oh, I don't let my kids cook." Why not? Well, they make a mess. Well, so you're going to send them out to their adult life relying on buying pre-cooked stuff or frozen stuff. Let them.
But they're not going to learn.
Let them cook.
They're not going to learn how not to make a mess if you don't spend the time teaching them not to make a mess.
No.
It's like, I get people saying to me, "Oh, don't teach kids how to light fires because it's dangerous. They go and light fires all over the places." Well, the first rule of teaching somebody fire lighting skills is also teaching them how to maintain a safe fire and all the precautions that go with it. So
34 and 32.
Brooks, exactly, storytellers.
And, they both cook. I mean, Dan, he made his own chainmail because he used to do reenactment. So with the little tiny metal rings, he made a complete chainmail. He made his own shoes and that. It's...
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know your mum and your nan. Yeah, they would have taken over.
Yeah. My gran liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's we've in a day in a day and age. I mean, there's me using technology now, using the internet and all the rest of it. But in a time of internet, I have noticed that a lot of people like chats. They like podcasts and that's coming back to the storytelling. One of the channels that I follow regularly, and it grew super fast and has become a big channel. Mr. Ballon, and Mr. Ballon,
Oh, yeah, Mr.
he's
Ballon.
a storyteller.
Yeah.
Okay, and what did our ancestors do 1,000 years ago?
There's no TV, no radio.
This time of year, but sit in the hut or in the longhouse, if you were in Northern Europe, with the fire, with the wind blowing outside, and somebody would get up and tell a story, a saga, a legend, a tale. Okay, they might well make something up, but invariably in those times, I think a lot of stuff was done with either a moral or instructional value. But the storytellers, the wisdom passers, they're important people. You're all part of that. Okay, all part of that, and it's quite funny when we say technology's corrupted things, but it just seems to me we're almost sort of steering off of when YouTube first got going. It was shock and gore and people breaking legs on skateboards and the rest of it, and now it's sort of slowing down and it's starting to become a lot more sort of storytelling, info, that sort of thing. You've still got the the crazy fringe out there, but it seems to be coming more to that.
Yeah, I like the Beowulf tale. Another one too. There was a film with Ray Winston in it, but there's another one that's called Beowulf and Grendel. Yeah. You watch that one; it's even better.
Brooksfoot, yeah. It's funny, as you get older, you get more and more worried about them. But again, it's for you now to pass on that knowledge yourself.
I mean, we're 58 now.
Well, you are.
Yeah, I'm still. But I remember as a kid sitting on the back of the flatbed trailer of the tractor, or sitting on the wheel arches of a tractor on my uncle's farm.
Couldn't do that now.
Us kids, we used to nick the tractor. I mean, my cousin, he was probably 8 when he was driving it. He used to drive the tractor into a field, start tipping the trailer, and we would see how long we could hold on to the trailer. And it was me, because I was the eldest, I had the longest arms, and we used to put it next to a big pile of horse poo, and so that whoever slid off went straight into that.
See, Caroline's thinking horse poo, safety first. It's soft, okay? Don't you worry about it, kids.
If you they found out you letting an 8-year-old drive a tractor now, they'd go, flipping Garrity.
Riverman, you're right there, Tolkien. Yeah. But again, when we talk about Beowulf, we're talking about not so much Nordic as Saxon stories. Okay, so you got to remember that the Saxons that inhabited Britain came out of Northern Europe. Before them, the Celtic tribes came out of Europe. Unfortunately, our ancestors pre-Celt were the Picts, and the Celts pushed them right up into the north, and far to the west. But
we did some really stupid things. You think about it, back on
tales and stories of our ancestors. There's some fantastic tales and stories out there. Which
you do pass it on to your kids. That is what you do.
Yeah, it's and indigenous teachings as well. First Nation peoples from all around the world. They've got a wealth of knowledge, stories, tales, which are fantastic, absolutely fantastic to sit and listen to. If I had the time in my life and could afford it, that would be something I would like to do, is travel the world and spend time with as many of the different First Nation groups around the world that I could, to listen to some of their tales, their stories, listen to their information, their knowledge, because a lot of these peoples are very, very wise in their origin.
Rooksfoot, I remember my dad had a Zodiac Mark IV, and the little centre seat the little armrest you used to put between the seats. That's where I used to sit, and then my brother's carry cot was between that and the door. There was no belts. There was no, crash zones. There was nothing. I was just sitting on top of this armrest. Yeah, you have to watch what you say. Yeah, we used to be like that when we used to meet up and with our friends on the motorbikes, and you start talking and suddenly realise that your son's sitting over there and he's going.
I remember. Yeah. So, yeah, no, it's not enough. I'll save that story for another day. I'll save the story for another day. It's
the furthest place I've been to is Norway.
Yeah, Norway for Cass. I've travelled a fair bit.
No. Yeah, for me it's Norway. Apart from that, the furthest out of England and that I've been is France. Yeah. I've been to Paris a couple of times. And
I've done a little bit of travelling.
Didn't like it.
Well, so where? But been around a bit. I floated around. I gained a couple of suntans. But yeah. So one of the things I think you learn as you get older, isn't it? It's the more you learn about other people's cultures, the more you come to understand your own in a way. Because it's a funny old thing. We're all human beings.
Japan, very nice.
All on a ball of mud.
Pretty beautiful country, Japan.
Yeah.
It's still I remember travelling one day in our car, and both our sons, because there's only 18 months between them, were in car seats. And turned round, and there's an empty car seat in the back. Our youngest one, Dan, was not there. And I said, Dan, where are you? And the seat moved. He was in the boot. What he'd done, he pulled the seat down and got into the boot of the car.
Stuff car camper. Your dad was obviously posh. You had a Ford Cortina.
We had a Cortina on state, Mach 3s.
Yeah, but you were posh. You were from Crowley.
Yeah.
We had a Singer Vogue estate, right, which sounded posh. Top speed of about 45 miles an hour. And I can still remember going on journeys. So be mum and dad in the front, no seatbelts because they weren't fitting in the car. My three brothers across the next seat, and usually the Labrador, and I would always volunteer to sit in the boot. Right, and I'm sitting with my back to that seat, and being of the age that I am and remembering all the war films, I used to sit there like that. I was in my Lancaster bomber, tail gunner Mick.
I remember going out in my dad's Triumph 2000.
Yeah.
And there was 4 adults and 6 kids. There was me, my brother, and my sister. My cousin Linda was a year younger than me. My cousin Kevin, who's a year younger than my brother, and Kelly, who was a year younger than my sister. So yeah, there were 6 kids and 4 adults in a Triumph 2000 going for a picnic.
Let's face it, today, you can't even look at your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stealth car camper used to do
very nice, Cyprus.
If you're really lucky, a motorbike come past. ME109.
Yeah, my mum used to hate. She hated my dad had a Ford Capri. It felt like her bum was scraping on the road.
Yeah, the original Ford Capri Classic.
Yeah,
beautiful car, absolutely beautiful car. Always wanted one myself. Stunning motor.
Yeah, the Triumph 2000 was. It's a bit like I don't even know the Dolomite. It was that sort of square one.
Cars of the 70s. Yeah, see, somebody should put something up there. Takes me straight back. Cars of the 70s. Can you remember being a kid in your shorts, summer's day? Right, get in the car. Shut up. We're going home. And you sat down on that black vinyl seat, and you could feel the back of your legs burning, and you just daren't make a sound. In fact,
Yeah, I remember that in my dad's. He had a Ford Mark III Cortina, yellow one with a black roof, and it was a GLX.
Yeah, and I can remember one day.
Oh, sorry, Trina.
We'd gone to the coast one
Your
day.
dad used to have a Zodiac estate.
Gone to the coast one day, and for whatever reason, my dad, he'd had a stressful day, blew his stack. I think it was thinking about the traffic coming back because we'd all cleared off on the beach. And the old man was like, I want to get off by such and such time, and couldn't find us. It was 4 boys. We've cleared off with the dog, and he's fuming. We got back to the car. He's absolutely livid.
No, we didn't die.
And it was like, get in the car, we're going home. And we got in the car, and he slammed the door shut. And my brother Jason, the one below me, he hadn't got his fingers all the way in from the door, and the old man slammed the door shut, and it caught him on the fingers. Now, this is a time when the generations, we knew when to keep our mouths shut. And my brother kept his mouth shut the whole way home. And it's about a 50-mile drive. And he had his fingers shut in the door jamb the whole way back, just sat there. And none of us would dare say anything to the old man about it until we got home. And then when we got home, I got the thrashing of my life for not telling my dad that my brother had his fingers stuck into the door, because now the old man had to take him up to the hospital and get his fingers checked.
Yeah, Stuart, we had an Austin A40 at the farm. We had a pale blue one, and us kids used to drive around in it. We used to get the little ones to climb on the roof to scrumple the apples in the apple orchard. And what they did was they took the rear boot lid off and put a bar out. My dad and my uncle used to use it for rabbit shooting. They used to stand in the back, shoot rabbits out of it.
Rabbit shooting. God. I can remember being a nipper. It was a nipper. Quite funny. People with guns, okay? People shooting in the countryside.
Coca death machine.
It's funny how your gun safety, in actual fact, the primary gun safety is actually knowing where that barrel's pointing at all times, meant you were safe, even in the most ridiculous circumstances. So I can remember being about 15 and going out on a young farmer's evening, and we went rabbit shooting in the back of a long wheelbase Land Rover 110. No back on it, just the open back. So there's about 5 guys stood in the back, leaning against the little metal frame that the canvas goes over. 2 in the front, belting around these fields, all armed with shotguns, shooting rabbits. And about midway through the evening, they decided to go to the pub and have a pint too. So I went to the pub, and that led on till closing time. And then it was back in the Land Rover, back up the field with the lamp belting around. And they were probably a bit inebriated. In the morning, it was discovered that there were 2 holes in the floor of the back of the Land Rover where bumps had been hit. But although that sounds horrific, the lesson for that story is all these guys were so ingrained in constantly knowing where the barrel was pointed and keeping it in a safe direction. Nobody lost a foot. Nobody got hurt. The only thing that got damaged was the Land Rover, which gave 2 large holes in the floor of the aluminium bed in the back. Okay, so not that I would ever tell anybody to have a loaded gun in a moving vehicle unless you're in a combat situation, and nor would I ever encourage anybody to consume alcohol whilst being in control of a firearm. But that was just the way it was in those days. Extra drainage. I tell you what, following day, the guy who owned the Land Rover, his dad, who owned the farm, he went absolutely garrity.
Good night,
Katrina. Take care. That Fanta is going through me tonight.
The weird thing was that eating. I remember my handbag melting in the in the back of my Beetle. But the weird thing about the Zodiac we had, our father-in-law bought it for us. It was registered on the 20th of August 1965, and Mick was born on the 22nd of August 1965. And as far as I know, that is still on the road as well. Oh, we love larders. We've had so many larders, the 4x4 ones. We've had. They're brilliant. Cars, yeah.
Good old cars. Best thing out of Russia. Pretty much.
We've got series. We've had series lightweights. We're on a Mark 3. We're on a 3 Discovery at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much up until the Discovery 3.
Life's a holiday.
With the exception
Thanks
of
again for sharing the film.
Series 1, I pretty much had every Land Rover they ever made.
Yes, Martin, your Mark 3, your 3-wheeler Ron Reliant.
Oh, yeah.
It took its tooth out, didn't it?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Martin, do you remember Dennis and the Daff? Daff Variomatic going down a tiny little lane up in the Chantries, pretty much on its roof. And I can remember looking out the passenger window of a Reliant Regal Superman Mark III, looking at the tarmac sliding past the window on more than one occasion.
See, cars these days just don't last, do they? Not like they.
No. Well, no. Life's a hobby. Take it easy, mate.
They're good cars.
That was an astounding video, my friend.
Bulletproof.
Big ups to you. I will be sharing that one myself because that was a beautiful video. And Sticks as well. I know Sticks still with us, or has he had to crash out? I don't know if Sticks is still with us. Sticks, that video you did with where you stood in the woods with the sun coming up in the background, mate. Oh, took me there. Absolutely beautiful bit of film.
I like photography, and I love when the sun's going down and waves against rocks and things like that, and textures. You get the textures of life, like wood, stone. It's
Derek, found anything good yet? And anybody tell me what the score is? That's the guys in the States.
That's Super Bowl Sunday. We've got quite a few that just come in, but I'm glad you've let us know you're here and
Sticks.
Eating cake.
Sticks. That was absolutely beautiful. It just took me there. I was like, absolutely fantastic.
Yachts.
Okie doke, my friend. Not a problem. All right, take it easy. I'll see you on Wednesday.
See you on Wednesday.
Yeah, look forward to it. And Yachts, hit us up tomorrow if there's anything you want me to bring along that you want to see used. Anything that you want to go through in particular, let us know tomorrow, and I can make sure I sling it in the kit in the car. Lee Michael, Freelander 2 petrol.
Yeah, we had a Freelander 2, and we've got the Discovery 3 now.
Yeah, Discovery 3, they have their issues. You've got to find a good one, but I will be honest with you, I'm mostly impressed with mine so far. And like I say, on a good run, taking it steady and feathering the throttle a little bit.
Another thing, Lee, with that,
I get good consumption.
Because obviously my mobility problems, it's great because the disco just you lower it down. I can get in and then to get it back up again.
Not a problem, Yops.
White chocolate. I love white chocolate.
Drinking black tea and eating white chocolate. Where are we on time? 2 hours and 18 minutes. Right.
Yeah, I think it's
we're going to call it quits in a minute because I am going to go and make some toast, little triangles of toast. And I've got some coarse pate. Kaz, what are you going to have?
I'm going to have mini chicken tikka samosas.
And a nice cup of tea.
Yeah.
And a cup of coffee.
I wish I had some army hot chocolate, but I haven't, so I have to just make do with normal hot chocolate.
I think I've got one left.
Have you?
I think so. Yeah, I'll have a look through. And that's going to be us for tonight. I think what we'll do as usual, I will leave this open for the next 5-10 minutes. give you guys a chance to say good night to one another.
I think you are. Have you got a garage or something you can hang it up all in, Andy?
Share any info that you need to share. And I will say my usual. Thank you so much for joining us this Sunday. Guys, those of you that haven't already, if you want to dive over and have a look at what was his Alaska? What was his channel name?
Oh, it's.
Bear with me 2 seconds. Bear with me 2 seconds. Dancing, dancing, dancing.
There's so many things on here now.
Kaz is just whizzing back through the comments. Anyhow, if any of you want to see anything in particular, I want to see any videos about anything in particular.
Hardway Homestead, Alaska.
Hardway Homestead, Alaska. Dive over, have a look at his channel. Okay, he's got 20 subscribers.
We're more than that now because
good.
Quite a few of us have
showing some love, and it's an Alaskan brother for us. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's another environment. It's another place in the world where we can gain information from and share. And you never know, you may find yourself in Alaska one day. Gives you a contact if you needed it.
Yeah. Have a good week, all. Sticks, love the video.
Yeah. Those of you that do
Dirty Faces.
Those of you that are tubers, yeah, keep them coming, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Those of you that you are,
BJ.
Keep watching,
Sending
keep sharing.
Love to your family.
Yeah. And love and respect to everybody. Take it easy. Have an absolutely stunning week. Enjoy yourselves. Get outside, have an adventure. Doesn't matter what it is.
Well, if it gets snow, we'll definitely have an adventure. But if we don't, it'll just get wet.
Yeah. Snow kicks missed us. Martin, definitely will, mate. Take it easy. And don't have any nightmares about Dennis learning to drive in your daft aerobatic.
See you later, Mac.
Mac, take it easy, mate. Speak to you tomorrow. Andy, take care. Look after yourself, mate. Have a great night. Kit and Killer.
And Reaver Man, I will make sure and sort out that for you. Stealth
Car Camper, as always, my friend. And yeah.
Yeah, John, the pub door's shutting. Come on.
Liked your bag set up. Thought that was a brilliant video, mate. Absolutely stunning. Yeah. 58 pattern for me. Yeah, I'm like yourself. Great kit. I love the design of it. It's a little bit wet. Hopefully this week I've got a Swedish system coming. Okay, so that will be a video for next week.
And a new stick stove.
John, take it easy, my friend. Enjoy your week. Have a great time. Look after yourself. Have fun. All the best. Andy outside. Yeah. Good on you, mate. Good on you. Gary Lund. Yeah. Awesome, mate. Take care. Yeah. And yeah, as always, love those you do. Forgive those you don't. Peace and light be upon you all, my friends. Till next time. This is
Stay
Mick,
safe, stay free.
And the lovely Kaz. And Willow, who's curled up on the floor snoring. Wishing you all the best. Have a wonderful evening. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
That's how it is. That's how it